This one needs no introduction, as you are about to learn how to give just one of the most relaxing neck, head, and shoulder massages imaginable. That is coming right up. True story. Stick around to the end of this teaching video and you will get amazing proof of just how relaxing it is to give and receive a neck and head massage. I'm Shai Plonsky. I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm the founder of the Still Light Center School of Thai Yoga Massage. And yeah, it's about time that we learn how to give a neck and head massage that is so good for them, that is so good for you, that everybody just melts and just feels that appreciation at such a deep level. You know, Thai massage is all about how good it is to give, and then you're gonna see just how amazing it is right here. Just before I show you all the techniques, I just want to ask you please subscribe to this channel and click on the bell right next to the subscription button so that you get notifications every Wednesday when I post a new video. Really, the only thing that I want to say before I show you these techniques is, number one, you just need to be able to sit somewhere comfortably. Now, I'm doing this on the ground. You can do this with your partner on a bed, and then you either sit on a bed or on a chair behind your partner's head, and use your rocking motion. So, you know, one thing about giving a head massage to make sure that you use your whole body really well is to rock. You may lull yourself into sort of like a sleepy kind of motion because of how relaxing it is, but really remember to rock so that you're using your whole body. Makes it so much easier on your hands. And I'm going to post a link up above and down below to a video all about the secrets to giving an amazing massage so that you excel at giving a head massage. And this teaching video comes live from the Wanderlust Yoga Festival in beautiful Squaw Valley to over 100 people. They're able to do it, and I know you can too. One thing you can ask your partner for what we're doing here is you can ask them to make some circles with their neck so that you can see the mobility of their neck. And you can even walk around and check out the two sides. So my focus, yeah, would just be forward towards your chest, so you can just see it. Just kind of move your head as much to each side as possible. You can see in his case, he's got pretty full mobility and range of motion, and it looks pretty similar on both sides. You know, but with someone else, you may notice something different. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, what kind of pressure would you like? A 10. Okay. So one thing I will say, since we're massaging neck area, typically we don't need to go for the 10s, you know, even for the person who likes the 10, because it's a really sensitive area for many people. But if you're working with somebody who likes deeper pressure, nothing's changing. We're starting with really very light pressure, and then just talk as you go. All right? But we will do a test. I'm going to ask for your arm, and whatever pressure someone likes, I just want you to take their forearm and give it a squeeze, you know, comfortably. I don't want he likes 10. He also seems like he's strong, so I don't want to hurt myself to squeeze. But what is that for you?
That's that.
8 or 9, okay? So that's the idea. I could use more, if I use more of my rocking and my leverage and things like that, I can get it to a 10, but just to squeeze the arm, I'm not there yet. So don't hurt yourself, we're just starting the conversation. We're just kind of getting it started, okay? And then we're going to ask our partner to lie down. All right, so can you have a lie down for me?
Sure.
Since we're at Wanderlust, I don't even often teach this move when I teach this, even like at the professional level, but I thought, well, we're at Wanderlust, we're all going to know each other well. So I want to give you a cool way to kind of open up and stretch the neck and shoulder areas, the second thing. Here's how we're going to start. So just taking a moment and setting an intention. And then we're going to do what is called a catwalk. And so named because I've had cats for a long time, and you know how their paws just seem to know where to go in a little spot. So there's a great little spot here in the front where your arm, and this is your pecs and shoulder area where they all meet, and your palm just can kind of sink in there. All right, so we're going for a little catwalk. And when you walk, I want you to walk one paw at a time. So switch your hands. Now his shoulders are touching the ground, he's open. All right, so if someone is like that, then maybe you can also press with both hands at the same time. And when you do that, still let there be a lead hand and then a second hand. All right, if you want to come up, you can possibly do that as well. So a little catwalk to help open up the chest and shoulder area. And then the second thing we're going to do, and really this is optional, but if you're open to it, sorry, I'll just stop falling out of my pockets. But you're going to take a foot, and you're going to press your foot on their shoulder, again, 1 foot at a time. So my hands are behind me to help brace myself.
Is that just because your feet are stronger than anything to get more pressure?
Yeah, it's not just that they're stronger, which they certainly are, it's just the angle that we're at. If I was doing this with my hands, this would hurt my hands. So if I'm doing this with my feet, it's pretty effortless. But of course, you're putting your feet next to somebody's head. So the person who's on the receiving end has to be okay with that. And if not, we'll just skip this. Okay? So we'll do it 1 foot at a time. How's this feeling for you so far?
Oh, this is good.
Great. So, you know, I don't know if it looks like much, but it really does. It lengthens all these amazing muscles and just kind of opens things up. So it's a great stretch for the neck and shoulder area. So I'm doing it.
Are you playing one side off the other? Like, are you?
Yeah, so I'm pressing with one, my other foot is not touching at all.
Okay.
And then the next one, I'm doing the same thing. At the end, if you want to press with both, you can. It's going to involve engaging your core a little bit more to do that. But you can do that if their shoulders seem open to it. And if you're not sure if their shoulders are open to it, we'll just ask. Okay, and just say, would you like to with both feet as well? So you can see now at the end, I'm pausing longer. And I'm holding him there for maybe 5 seconds or more. So that's what I mean about how we build up from shorter pauses to longer pauses. I started, and the idea of being gradual, so my foot is making contact with his shoulder. And then I'm just gradually extending my foot till it's straight. It's not a race to get my foot pushed in as far as it'll go. And then I gradually lift up, and then I switch, and I do the same thing on the other side. And then eventually I hold a little longer. And then I hold both of them a little longer. So that's how we work our way up the ladder. And then when I'm done, just sitting comfortably. In my case, as I said, I like to elevate. So I'm going to sit up on one of my bolsters over here. And I'm going to guide the head to one side. Now, I'm particularly, and also an alternative, if you weren't using your feet, will start the same way. So one hand is holding the head, the other one's going to be on the shoulder, and I'm just going to press the shoulder. So it's a traction. All right? So when you do this, the hand on the head is really not doing much at all. It's just a supporting hand. My hand on the shoulder, I rock forward and I push, release, and repeat. Okay, and eventually hold it a little longer. So again, Thai massage has a stretching, a lengthening kind of component that's often built into a sequence. So here's a nice way to open up chest, neck, shoulder. And I'm going to take my fingers, either my thumb or 2 fingers, and I want to make circles on the side of the neck. So this morning, I went for a forest bath. Anyone else going to the forest bath this morning?
Yes.
Cool. And you know, the teacher, Julia, she said something really profound that really struck me about everything is nature. And I was thinking about that while I was thinking about this neck massage that I'm giving, that I knew I'd be teaching. Because I was like, you know, I want you to feel like this neck massage is that walk in the forest, that really slow walk in the forest, where you're just going to take your fingertips and gently make circles and dance and softly. It's a real soft thing. So he wants that 10 out of 10. I'm not going to do any 10 out of 10 in an area like this, right? I just want to gently make these circles. And I can take this walk through the forest many times. And maybe part of my intention is, yeah, that we are all this beautiful nature. And just by gently circling my fingers in and making these bigger circles around his neck, I'm releasing some of the nature that gets stuck in our forest. Okay, I'm clearing out the forest from some pollution.
Are you below the vein there? Like, is it just
Well, there's lots of veins. I am below. I'm more on the side of the neck and towards the back. Okay, how's this feeling so far? He's still with us. Right. So that's the neck massage on one side, and then to change sides, I'm going to softly guide his head to the next side, and I'm going to do the same thing. A little lengthening, a traction here. So this hand again is on the head. I'm not pulling on it, I'm just holding. And then my other hand with my nice forward rock, I'm pushing forward. Release and repeat. And then eventually you can hold it a little longer. So working with that principle of more repetition first and then the longer pause. And then my nice walk through the forest. Okay, so we'll do that neck massage. And this is a great time to talk to your partner. So if your partner's like, yeah, that's a spot. So here's the deal. Start with super light pressure. Expect that this is a really sensitive area. And you want to be as light as possible. And be really gentle and gradual as you rock and start to sink in just a little bit more and a little bit more. And you can change. So I started using my thumb in that spot, for example. And just using your fingers will make it feel just a little bit different. We'll engage slightly different muscles. And then maybe I can pause and hold in that area. So I just want you to think of it as something playful, and this really is that meditative walk through the forest. Okay? Sweep it out. Bring the head to center. And I'm going to take your hands, and I want you to slide them on the back, under the back of his shoulders as much as you can, and then you just push them up. I call these finger push-ups. Okay? So the idea to just get a little mobility going in that neck, upper shoulder area. And then taking his head, and I just want to pull on his neck a little bit towards me. So just lengthening, making a nice long neck, tractioning the neck, and then holding his head in my hand. And so the idea is, you can't really see it, but my fingers are right at the ridge where his neck meets his head, and I'm just going to play. It's like playing the piano right there, okay? Right where the neck meets the head. So again, it's another great spot where we hold a lot of tension. A lot of people get tension headaches, and you feel them in the back of your head, and here's a great spot where you can help to release tension.
Under the ridge? Under the ridge.
Really, yeah, right where the ridge is, on the ridge. Okay, that's called the occipital ridge, where the back of the head meets the neck. And then let's do the face, okay? So my thumbs are going to slide along his forehead, and then when I get to the temples, super, super light circles. And then again, down the center of the forehead, and really gentle circles at the temples. And at the top of the head as well. Now, the next spot is the jaw. Starting really close to the ears. And I have to say that it's come to my attention over the last couple months just how important it is to massage this area. I've always known it, but I really learned that lesson in such an interesting way. And I'll share that story a little later. But for now, I just want you to spend time at the jaw, right close to the ears. When we have tension in our necks, oftentimes this is a place where, what my feeling about tension in general in the body is that it wants to escape. It wants to get out, and it's basically stuck. And it's looking for pathways to get out. And if you have a lot of tension in your neck, then the jaw is one of the places it looks for a way out. So spend lots of time right now, just making those circles and maybe pushing in and out and in and out. So I'm going to really encourage you to spend good time there. And then we can make circles or pressing all along the jaw right until we get to the chin. And then from here is what we call the shampoo. Now, when you're shampooing your partner, you're working with the scalp. I want you to feel like the scalp is moving. So we're not just at the surface of the head, we're just below the surface. Okay, it's what's called the fascial kind of depth. A lot of yogis here, you probably heard this word, fascial. You certainly have it in your scalp as well. And we have just more nerve endings here than we do maybe anywhere else in the body. And of course, if we have stress and tension in our body, it probably has a lot to do with the stuff going on in our brain. So just spend, again, lots of good time giving a scalp massage. On the top, on the sides, anywhere where your fingers want to go. Now, because I mentioned we're using our hands a lot, can you see the rocking motion going on in our body, my body? So I do want you to rock. I am going to remind you as you do this to also just think of kindness, think of love, think of compassion and helping and just sending that good energy there. And then when we're done, just to kind of help revive him a little bit, we're going to do something I call aerobics. So it works out for him too. So I'm going to take my fingers and slide them at his, at the roots of his hair, make gentle fists, and I'm going to tug and pull right there. And release. And find another place to do some aerobics. How's this feeling? Great. Now, if you happen to work with someone who has less hair to aerobic, then what you can do is just take your fingers and just kind of vigorously work around the scalp, something like that. Okay? And then when you're done, this is the end, and you're just going to find your own way to completion, which could include sweeping the whole area. You can go back to your catwalk. So nice to go back to the catwalk. Something I often do, I will kind of massage the third eye a little bit. And then what I always do, I always love to rub my hands together, cover the eyes, the ears, namaste. All right.
Nice.
Ready? We'll be applauding for all of you very shortly. Okay? So what did you think about that? I would love to hear from you. As you start massaging your partner, please come back and post your comments, your questions below. Anything that's coming up, anything that's particular to your situation, just ask and I am happy to help as best as I can. If you want to check out more videos, then check out the playlist and you'll see all kinds of techniques to massage all parts of the body. And come and study with us. We've got online courses, we've got in-person courses. Personally, I am based in the Bay Area in California, but I travel all over the continent, and I've also got a team of teachers. So just click on the link down below to stilllightcenter.com and learn more. For now though, want to wish you amazing massages, and we'll see you soon. Namaste.